just starting the streams, and then I'm gonna make sure it's gone from our side. I'm ready when you are. You ready?
Man School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, What Would Dante Do? The Sexual Revolution is being podcasted, and I'm in the building. Big shouts to Evil Joe List. I haven't found his own nickname for him yet, but we working on it. What's going on, Joe?
What's up,
Dom,
how are
what's
you?
up, Dom? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I think we'll go with Domino. How about that?
That's good. Whatever.
You like
you're good
Domino?
with. Yeah.
All right, Domino in the building. Dom, first of all, shout out to everybody. Last week show was amazing. Shout out to Yamanika for coming on and fucking yelling at me. Dom, how's it going, man? How did you opened up to the? How'd it work out? What's up? Wait a minute. Big shout to Xavier. Xavier with the fucking Cash App. Already, we don't even have the Cash App up, and Xavier's putting it in. That's what I'm talking about. Stop playing. Send me some money, goddammit. Yeah. Dom, so what happened with this chick?
So I haven't really spoken to her since. I think not last Friday, but the Friday before then. I told you she was in the hospital. She didn't have her phone.
Right.
She just got back today. So she texted me today, but I haven't
And
really
what did
spoken
she
to her.
say today?
Just that she's back, and I'm gonna try to speak to her on the phone and be like, "Listen, it's too much for me.
Yeah.
It's long distance. It's too hard. It's too much worrying when you're so far away. You know, like she was in the hospital. I couldn't do anything, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, don't be too apologetic. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. It's more like it's gonna be too much trouble.
Yeah,
It's not
just
worth
I
it
don't
for
want
the
to
both
do
of
this.
us.
I don't want to do this anymore. This is like you don't and say this. I don't want to do this no more. You don't really like me like that. Say you don't really like me like that to make a real effort, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I just don't want to waste any more time with somebody who doesn't think I'm important enough to move as a priority. I understand that you've gone through everything. We all go through shit. But, if I think you're good enough for me and you don't think I'm good enough for you or you need this, whatever, then go work that shit out. Holla at me. Holla at me. Maybe I'll be available.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. She's taking it. I mean, did you think about it after we talked or no?
Yeah, I did. I was pretty certain that it wasn't going to work out. I just needed someone else to
These are the decisions. Here's something that I say all the time. I go, don't give ultimatums, make ultimate decisions. What that means is when you don't just allow shit to just flow the way don't let somebody else dictate the tone of your life. Nobody respects that. If you make yourself available for that, what you're saying in essence is there's always a subtext to your actions. There's a subtext to everybody's actions, right? And the subtext to that is that you are more important to me than you're doing me a favor by simply paying whatever little attention that you think I deserve, and I'll take whatever you want to give me, and that's fine. And why would anybody have any imperative about that? Why would they have any imperative about making a decision? And I want to say this too, Domino, this is not a reflection on you at all. Just because people don't understand, they're not smart enough to know what your value is and that you're going to bring value to their life has no bearing on what your value actually is. Can we turn the AC on when you get a chance to? It's something that I say all the time. There's a thing I call the Antique Roadshow. You ever see the Antique Roadshow? Somebody finds a Tiffany lamp in the garbage, and then they show up at the show and they'll have an expert on Tiffany lamps, and they're, oh my God, this lamp is worth $10,000, right? And they're like, oh my God, it was just laying in the attic for all these years. We didn't even know we had $10,000 in it, right? Well, I often ask, and I'll ask you this since you're here. What was the lamp worth when it was in the garbage? What would you say if I asked you that?
In reference to the girl I'm talking to?
No, I'm just saying, if you found a lamp and it ended up, like they did an appraisal and they found out it was 10, what was it worth when it was in the garbage?
$10.
Okay, so here's the thing. What if I took $10,000 and I put it in a paper bag and I threw it in the garbage? What would the paper bag, what would the $10,000 be worth in the garbage? What would it be worth?
Nothing.
Nothing? How's it nothing? It doesn't have $10,000 in value?
Well, you can't see it.
Doesn't matter, but does that change the value?
It doesn't, no.
Okay, so my point, you're making my point. My point is, just because people are not smart enough or don't have the information to decide what your value is, doesn't change the value of somebody. So if you're dealing with somebody and they're not smart enough to see that what your value is doesn't lessen your value, it means that they're too dumb to see it. And when we approach life in that way, it makes a big difference, because then you're not defined by, I always say, never let a woman define you. And if you're a woman, never let a man define what your value is. You have to be critical about who you are, what you are, know who you are, work towards being the best version of yourself, and then put that out. And some people are going to see that that's a valuable thing to have in their life, and other people are not going to ever see that. And just because they're too dumb to see it doesn't mean you don't have value. And so just because you're nice or you're kind or because a lot of that has to do with the way you're selling yourself. The fact that you were putting so much energy into somebody who was putting so little energy, right? They're going, he must, he knows what his value is. He doesn't think that he has value. He doesn't have nothing else to do but wait around for me to call. So he must not have value. And they'll just take and take and take, and they think that they're doing you a favor because of it. And so you have to recognize what your value is, and then and act accordingly. And just because they don't get it doesn't change what your value is. A lot of times people will go through breakups, or they'll be talking to somebody that they don't want to, that's not giving them the energy that they want, and they'll think, oh well, this person is like, I'm not good enough for this person. And and most of the time it has nothing to do with that. Let me get some AC, man. It's warming up in here like crazy. Can you put the number up if you can? Oh well, you know what? Wait till you sit back down and then you can. But you can put the Cash App and everything else, whatever. Man, I had a really good time hanging out with Yamanika, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start bring some feminine energy on the show while we're doing the commercial, while we're doing the live, and maybe have a couple of different females come in and kind of give their goofy perspectives, so that y'all can hear what women think and who agrees or don't agree. I mean, the bottom line with any of this is that I don't I'm not saying I don't listen to other people's opinions, but I know my shit, and I'm not going. I'm very rarely is somebody gonna move my thinking about what it is or what it's not. The phone number's up, 513-202-NERO, N-E-R-O. Cash App is up, of course. You see it. Scroll it. Don't forget to follow us. Anybody that's on Godfrey channel, and Godfrey We Trust channel, please follow me on Man School. Please follow me on Dante, Nero on YouTube and all the other stuff, Instagram, Patreon. Y'all know what the Patreon is. Patreon, it helps us support. It's patreon.com/manschool202. Instagram is the Dante Nero. Follow me on those, please. I know it's difficult. I know it's tedious. I know everybody's begging you to follow, but it does matter. And if you could find your way, I'm trying to get 100,000 by the end of this year. So please, on Man School 202, please follow us there if you enjoy it. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, it's crazy that, you know, this process is going. So you haven't spoke to us since last Friday. It's almost a week and change now.
Friday before, almost 2.
Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. And what did she say? What did she text when she said, I'll just...
So I know she didn't have her phone. I was getting weird numbers. Actually, when I was here last week, when we were recording Godfrey, I was getting phone calls from a random number. And usually I'm do not disturb, so the first phone call won't go through. It kept going through, so they kept calling, but I couldn't answer.
Yeah.
A few days later, I got the same number called me. I picked up, and it was her. And she was like, "Hey, I don't have my phone." I kind of figured that. But
okay. Now, does that make a difference to you, that the fact that she was trying to get up with you?
I don't know.
Well, that's a yes. I don't know is a yes, because you got to understand something. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's always a possibility that she could say something that changes your mind, and it's your life. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm making the decisions for you, or because I'm putting pressure. But you got to be like, look, this is a month going. You said you haven't even made out with her, right? Yeah, I haven't even made out with you. There's no physical content. And if you got this much hang up, you got this much going on in your head, go to therapy. Like, beat it. Like, I'm not like, you should not have to put your life on hold till somebody works it out. Because I've said this over and over again. And not to say you're not hot, you're smoking hot, Dom. But the fact that she doesn't think you're hot enough to go, I need to put a little, you know, meat on the hook to keep you going. And I don't think that you're an unreasonable person, but a month is a long time, and just all kinds of nonsense. It's just, you're too young. How old are you, Dom?
22.
Yeah, dog, fuck this. You know, it's like, you know how many chicks you gonna come across from 22 to, like, are we really thinking that this chick is the one? This is the one with the problems and the fucking essays and the all kinds of hang-ups and bad situation. Yeah, she's not even. It ain't even worth the time.
Yeah.
Even if she's, you know what I'm saying. Even if she says, "Yeah, I really like you," and I mean, if you want to run, like, yeah, but put some ass on the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put a little ass. Give me a blowy. You know, and not a handy either. At least give me a blowy. Tell me you really mean it. Show me how you mean it. 513-202 Nero.
We actually do have a caller on the line right now.
Let's go.
Caller, what's your name?
Hello?
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Midland.
What's your name, brother?
My name is Gomez. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Gomez? How can I help you, bro?
No, man, I just love your show, man. I'm a new listener, and I definitely got onto you after the Lord Jamar.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize you were giving advice on women, but
oh yeah, this
man,
is my thing. This is my little corner that people don't know. I'm also a stand-up comic. It's weird because people know me as being Godfrey's boy, but I mean I have a whole life prior to this. So
well, I got my little problems there too, and maybe you might be able to help me out.
Let's go.
I think I'm doing all right, but maybe I'm fucking up. Well, sorry.
Okay.
Maybe I'm doing a little wrong. And
talk to me. Tell me.
I recently had a woman that tried to say a baby was mine. It wasn't, but I signed the birth certificate like a dummy.
Okay.
Did
you get a DNA test?
With her. Yeah, I did. I made sure to do that, and I was not.
But you signed the birth certificate already.
Yeah, and I felt kind of pressured when I was in the hospital room because she told me, to me it was a one night stand, and it
so
happened.
Now
okay.
what's this? Here's where I'm not equipped to tell you what the legal aspect of that is.
I'm working out. I'm just saying, my question would be I don't know, man. I'm gonna just try to work it out, but
work what out? When you say work it out, what do you mean work it out?
I guess do the legal stuff because she's telling me she's not gonna, put me on the child support and all that because she knows it's not mine. I could beat her in court and I got more money, so I could hire a lawyer if I need to.
Yeah, you got to get that fixed immediately. Don't sit around. Don't sit on that. And then, and then you're on the birth certificate and that you, whatever, even though you had the DNA test and whatever, don't sit on it. Get that fixed immediately. Because
that's my situation. I don't live in the same town as her, and I'm working in another town. And
I don't care what you got to do. You need to fix that, and I'll tell you why. Okay. And I'm not an expert on this, and I'm not a legal. This is not legal advice, but let me just tell you what I've known to be true. I know that the state, the city, the county, nobody wants to pay money for some kid who's not theirs, right?
Yeah.
Some unwed kid,
right?
Not. So if they can attach it to you, they are, as long as the county or the city or the state can attach it to you, they are fine with that. Whether or not you have DNA or not. If you sign that paperwork, that's kind of a contract that's saying that that's your.
That's right.
Yeah.
That really makes that.
So you should never sign nothing unless you know the extent of that, and you shouldn't have done that until. But now that you did it, make sure that while the things are still good, right? Even if you gotta look. Here's some Pampers. Here's some whatever. But I don't want to.
Yeah, I've been chunking her some money because, right now she's out of work, and I'm like, look, I'm not trying to dog you,
right. But you need to get off of this. And you need to get your hand out of that lion's mouth before it chomps down, because when I'm doing
everything I can to keep her happy,
right.
I'll chunk her some money here and there, because I'm not that bad of a guy. I thought it was mine, it wasn't.
Right.
Well, at least that's what she said.
Right, but here's the thing: the fact that she don't know whose it was says who she is.
She can't find them.
Yeah, that says who she is, though. Do you understand what I mean? If she didn't know who it was, right, she could have said, I don't know who it is. And did she pressure you to sign the birth certificate?
No, I kind of felt pressured on my own because, I was like, I thought legally I could work it out eventually.
Gomez,
But
I
I
wish you to
did
call
get
me.
the DNA test,
I really wish you
and I
to
made
call me before you sign that fuck. How long ago did this happen?
it was in March of last year. And she's kind of been like, I was like, man, once I found out, because I did DNA test like 3 weeks afterward, because I had like dreams and all sorts of weird stuff was happening. And I'm like, you know what, man, it doesn't look like me, first of all.
Yeah.
You know,
So did she say she would take you off the birth certificate?
yeah, but she don't have no money though. That's the thing.
Well,
She's like,
listen, you spend whatever money you got to do, you got to spend to get off your. But she doesn't have a problem with you taking her off, taking you off the birth certificate.
luckily for me, yes.
And what is the lawyer saying? And what does something like that cost?
Well, it really doesn't. She's saying it doesn't really cost much. I just got to go do the paperwork and file the court.
Gomez, why are you not doing this? This
I
is
don't
almost
live
a
in the
year
same
later.
Town as her.
Huh?
I don't live in the same town. I don't live in the same
I
town.
don't give a fuck. Take off.
Okay.
Stop playing with this, because if this goes left and she has nobody backing her up, right? You're gonna be the
Well,
victim.
Yeah.
If she
I
gets
hear you.
desperate, you will be the victim, and her reasoning will be it's my baby. My baby gotta survive, and she won't give a fuck what you gotta do. So the fact that you're playing around with this since last March, you're out of your mind. If you have a good rapport with her, you get this done immediately. I don't give a fuck if you got to take your vacation days. I mean, what do you do for a living?
I'm an electrician. I work in.
So you work for yourself mostly?
Well, no, I work for a company, but.
All right. Well, if you got vacation, if you got to take vacation, to go and do this next week, you better do this.
I got you, man.
Because what'll happen is things will go left, right? She'll be mad, and then she'll have no resources. Does she have her parents, anything helping her, or no?
Well, she got family, but they're not really helping her, because I think she burned a lot of her bridges.
Okay, so if she burned a lot of bridges with her family, chances are she will have no problem burning the bridges with you. And then what she'll do is just legally put you in the responsibility of. So if you got a good next week, Gomez, you understand me?
Yeah.
If you got to take vacation days and blow this year's vacation to get this done, you get it done this week. Okay?
I got you, man. I appreciate your advice, man.
Because this could go left, and here's the thing: the state doesn't want to be burdened with taking care of this baby. You understand? So they don't mind you. They don't mind putting it on you. I know guys who knew that their baby who thought the baby got DNA, and they were like, "Well, you signed the paperwork, and so you're still responsible for back child support." I know guys that have gotten locked up.
I'm hoping like Trump. He said,
don't listen to me. Shut up before you even go down the road with this.
Okay.
First of all, that thing with about the income tax and stuff, that was a lie.
Oh, okay.
That was a rumor. But I don't care what the rumor is. I hope you're not waiting for Trump to figure your life out.
Nah,
please,
man, I'm not.
Please don't tell me that's what you're trying to do.
No, sir.
So that was a hoax. That whole thing about women who get child support don't get their income tax return. That's not true. There was a guy on TikTok who said that was a hoax, and then people jumped on it, and everybody sound like something that motherfuckers would say. And then they did say it, and that was that. So, but do not, I don't mean next week. I mean tomorrow. Call in sick, go out sick, and get this done yesterday.
I hear you, man. Yeah. I mean, other than that, man, like I said, I give you props.
I don't even want the props. I want you to understand how imperative it is for you to get this, because
it's been weighing on me. That's why I brought it up.
You will be stuck with 20. You'll be stuck with 21 years of child support that you did nothing to. That's not your responsibility.
And that's why I told him, like, I'm not paying for somebody else's busted nut.
Well,
I'm sorry,
but you are, and you have been. And you're worried about what the fuck Trump said or whatever the fuck said. You need to, and you're talking about she's in the next town. Man, you better get over there yesterday and get this squared away. Find out what you have to do, pay whatever money you got to, because the money you pay to get this done, right, is not going to be close because this is going to go left. Here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that she don't even have family members that back her up because she's burnt bridges already, which says to me that she's a wild card anyway, right? So how long is the fact that she's out here letting dudes just splash off in her, right? Is you and at least one other person that she just let shoot up the club. So she ain't got no real respect for herself. She didn't know it was you. She don't know where the other guy is going, but she just got guys just letting off in her, right? In this?
I didn't know that, but I guess I'm just as guilty.
But she let you. And the question is, why was you splashing off in her? And don't tell me
it was a mistake.
And it was not no mistake, nigga. That's bullshit. There's no such thing as pre-cum. Pre-cum is bullshit. Never heard of somebody you splashed off in her. You let off in her while you was getting ready to nut and you left it in. Yes or no? Am I lying?
Yes.
So
no.
That's not a mistake. That is not a mistake. That is not a mistake. You was like, it feels good, so fuck it. Then it wasn't even yours, and then you signed the birth certificate. How long you been listening to my content?
About a month, or maybe like a month and a half.
Well, get this done tomorrow. Okay?
All right.
I don't mean next week. I don't mean on Wednesday, on Thursday. I'm tomorrow. Okay?
I got you, man.
You got a hand. You got your hand in the alligator's mouth, and it's getting ready to get snapped off. You better get it done immediately.
I have a little bit of fear, so I'm trying to.
Well, you should. You clearly don't have enough fear that you've been dilly dallying around with this bullshit since last March. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate you calling in. Let's get that number up, Don. My God, yo, all of that. 513-202-9 Nero. 513-202 Nero's the number. Cash App is up. Give me some money. Don't all of that stuff goes left. Once that stuff goes left, there's nothing you could do. And trust me, the state does not want to take the burden of some unwanted child that they have. And so if they got you, if you're a man and you got you on the hook for child support or that you signed the birth certificate, they will let you have that burden. 513-202 Nero, Nero. 513-202 Nero. Numbers up. Cash App's up. Give me some money. That's crazy. Whenever I hear that, I'm always in my mind, man, I wish I'd spoke to you in February when this went down. I would have said, don't be signing nothing, man. We got a call. Let's go. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, what's up, man? I'm from New York. My name is Quincy, man. How you doing?
What's up, Quincy? Quincy, turn it off in the background because I can hear double talk.
Yeah, my bad, man. How you feeling, Cam?
I'm good. What's going on, Cam? What's up, gang?
Nothing. So the piggyback on the last guy. So what I was saying, I have a baby mom myself, but the kid doesn't look like me, and I already signed the birth certificate, and she has me on child support immediately, and the child don't look nothing like me. So
did you get a DNA test?
No. So this is what it was. I was there since the birth, because you know a father, he think it's his. I'm there through everything, pay the whole baby.
Wait,
shower,
whose father?
Who's
the father? What do you mean?
Me, I'm the father.
Okay. Well, or you think
so?
No,
I felt like I was the father, but my mom to them, they were saying the kid doesn't even look like you.
Yeah.
So when I looked at it as he getting older, he's about to be 4. He doesn't look nothing like me at all.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I had a friend of mine. Give me real quick.
Okay.
I had a friend of mine who worked in DNA laboratory, right? And she worked, and she said 43% of the cases that come through are not the father. 43%, and she quit because when these guys would get these results, they would think that this is their children, and some of them were, even they had some situations where, the will, right, where the person was old and he was getting his will done, and the will was contested, and kids that guys had raised all the way up until adulthood, and then found out later that it wasn't their children. So You got a
Yeah,
daughter.
because
You got a son, yes?
yeah. She's giving me a hard time to get the DNA because the court is so messed up in New York that once you sign, it doesn't matter if you're the child now. You're still gonna be on child support, and that's kind of messed up.
Yeah,
So
but you got to get that.
that.
Here's what you got to do. I don't even like once they put it in. I don't even know. I'm not even sure if you can get it off. But I before they file, what I would do is you know that you can get the DNA. You don't need like you have custody of your girl, right? You got a boy, right?
Yeah.
They can swab his mouth.
That, right?
They can swab his mouth.
No. That's the tricky part. She lied in court and put an order of protection on me, and that moves me away from getting the DNA test because I have messages. I showed them, and they denied it in court. So I asked them, I said, listen, how about we meet up and get a DNA test? But some cases, some mothers will spaz and say, oh, that's your son. She didn't say nothing. She didn't budge or nothing. She said, no, you already signed the birth certificate, and you're the father. I'm not letting you do a DNA test. She said, let the court do it.
So you don't have custody of the child either?
Huh?
You don't have custody of the child?
Nope. She lied about everything. She has full custody. And every time I try to visit him to give visitation, she keeps saying, oh, he might do something to my child. I'm like, come on. All right,
so you have to get joint custody.
I want to do nothing crazy.
You got to get joint custody first. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You at least got to file for visitation rights. You're going to have to go through that process to file for visitation rights. And then once you have to, she can't just have you as the fucking, the financial support of the child and then you don't get visitation rights. What did she say you did?
Her family's messed up. Instead of the family members tell her, like, yo, let this guy do what he got to do. So she's like, nobody's saying nothing. So
she's scamming, dog. Why would they? They don't want to give the money. They don't want to have to help her. No.
It's not about the help part. It's more of pushing, like, okay, this guy really want to be in his kid's life. But some mothers, they don't care about that. They care about the money.
Yeah, I get that. I get that, which is just selfish.
She doesn't want to work.
But let me ask you this: this was somebody you was dating?
Yes, it was somebody I've been with for like a year and a half, and I left her. Then come to find out 2 weeks later she was pregnant.
So did you sign the birth certificate or she signed it?
No. I signed it.
Well, why did you? Here's my question: why did you sign the birth certificate without a DNA test?
I was there when the child was born. You're right.
I don't give a shit. Right. What I'm saying, you had broke up with her, right?
Yeah, I know. We broke up, then we got back together because she was having a kid. I didn't want to leave her like that as a single mother. So I try to make it work as a good father.
Listen, here's my thing. Let me be clear. Whatever you want to do with your life, you do with your life. But do not put yourself in illegal jeopardy because of your emotions. Because the emotions change. Okay. Yeah. The emotions change, and then you're stuck with the legal judgment. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing is if you're getting, are you paying child support now?
Of course.
Okay. So
I just finished paying. I'm not trying to brag. I just finished paying $20,000 back child support that I don't even know about.
Okay. So here's my thing. There's no way that they're taking $20,000 back child support and you don't get visitation rights with your son.
My point exactly.
So that is a legal thing that you need to take care of, right? That's the first thing. And then once you get custody of the kid, then you can take him to get a DNA test. So the first step is for you to get visitation. The second step is to get DNA. And then you got to get a lawyer. You got to get a paternity lawyer or whatever to guide you beyond that. Okay? Because it already cost you $20,000. So $20,000 would have got you. $20,000 would have got you the. $20,000 would have got you the greatest lawyer in the world to get you out of this bind. You understand? Now, be clear. I'm not telling anybody what to do. If you want to take care of somebody else's kid, if you got a chick and she got kids, I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm saying. I understand that. But no, let me tell you something. You are doing that. Be clear. You saying you're not doing that, and you didn't make any of the decisions to protect yourself from that. Let's be clear. You
No,
just
actually, I did. Actually, the court. See, the thing is, I don't know how it is in other states, but New York courts, they don't care about the fathers at all.
All they
see
care
that
about is who's gonna pay, and I get
and
that.
I represented. They gave me a lawyer, day lawyer, because I couldn't afford it at that time. He gave me a lawyer, and I showed evidence. I've been taking care of this child ever since the day of birth. But they don't care about that. All they said is how much you make a year in your taxes. I'm like, so there's no stipulation that there's no way I can not be on child support because I've been taking care of this kid. They told me no.
What you have to do is, first thing you got to do is you got to be the person that files. If she files, then right away the judge is going to think deadbeat dad. So you got to be the person that files. That's the first thing. Second thing,
okay.
You didn't sign the birth certificate. She signed it, right? Then you should have
I signed it.
Oh yeah, well then you fucked yourself.
I signed it. That's what I was telling you. Yeah. I signed it because I was there at the birth.
Yeah,
Any man would be excited about having a kid. You know what I'm saying? My first kid.
Yeah,
my son, of
but
course.
y'all broke up, and then she popped up with this being pregnant, right?
Yes, and then the funny thing about it is,
first of all, let's be clear. None of this is funny. Like, I'm a comic.
No, at all.
I'm a comic. It's not. I know great jokes. None of this is a funny joke. But go ahead.
None of it is funny.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you something, right? So, I told them that I showed them a message where she sent me that she said that, oh yeah, that week you was around, you was a side dude. My other nigga just left. So I'm like,
that don't matter. You're asking people to get all.
They don't care about that.
Because that's all text messages, hearsay. She tried to hurt your feelings. She's trying to make you. But you don't sign nothing unless you get that DNA test. Okay.
Yeah, that was my fault. I took accountability. But
here, let's go through this. Step 1, you get joint custody. You get visitation. Step 2, get a DNA test. Step 3, then get a lawyer and fight yourself so that they're not hitting you in the head with somebody else's kid.
I'll be right on top of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, Gomez.
I appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate you
I love
too.
your show. Always watching you and Godfrey.
I appreciate you, bro. Make sure you sign up on my channel. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too right
now. That's Man School 202. Sign up on that, please. Everybody who's listening on Godfrey's, please sign up on my channel as well. Thank you so much. Put the number up, Don. The 513-202 Nero numbers up, man. I wish I went to law school sometime because I just wish I could. I had more information, but to be honest, even if I went to law school, from state to state is different rules than other rules. I had my boy, he was paying child support for his first kid, and he had a second wife and he had a second kid, and then they teamed up on him and tried to go take him back to court to take his pension. This was after the kids was almost grown. They wanted to go back in after he had spent 20 years of paying child support for 2 kids and tried to take his pension that he was working for. But he was in Georgia, and the rules were different in Georgia, so they couldn't do that. But these 2 bitches that hated each other teamed up together. They both moved down to Georgia. And then she was like, "Oh, I'm afraid of him." And the judge was like, "Well, if you're afraid of him, why would you pick up and move next door to him if you're so afraid?" So he beat this. He was able to get out of that bind that he was in. But I mean, a lot of that happened because he was in Georgia. If a lot of these cities, especially cities that pay for the child support of somebody, just letting motherfuckers splash off in them, they don't care. They don't care where they get the money from. They don't want to pay it, and they don't want it to cost. They don't want it to come out of their benefits and their system. So, 513-202 Nero. We got a call? Oh, no.
We do have a caller. I just want to take 1 second though for the super chats and the donations.
Let's go.
We had $20 from Ahmed.
Ahmed, thank you, brother. Thank you, Ahmed. $20.
And then we also have a $10 super chat from JG. I appreciate that advice, bro.
Yeah. Is that on my channel or is that on Godfrey's channel?
The $20 is on your channel. The super chat's on Godfrey.
All right, so look, please, who got the super chat? Ahmed?
JG.
JG, do me a favor, go on Man School 202, please, and subscribe from there, please. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I mean, I never was in that kind of bind because I wasn't. I mean, Dom, you don't splash off, do you? Like, you just shoot up the club like that? No, that's
No.
That's not good.
I don't get around like that.
Like, stop. Don't be Don't shoot up the club, bro. It's just pull it out. Even if you're not gonna do stop just splashing off and hoping and praying. Let's get to this call. Who we got? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello.
Hello. What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Oh, what's up? My name is PJ. I'm calling from Brooklyn.
What's up, PJ? What's going on? What part of Brooklyn you at?
Canarsie.
All right, cool. How can I help you, fam?
Well, I really wanted to ask you like kind of like a vague question, but there's like a particular reason I wanted to ask.
Shoot,
Did
let's
I
go.
get into it.
Let's go.
So like, what is your like definition of like masculinity and all that stuff? Because like I've been having discussions with women and they're saying like things like how men aren't being what they should be these days.
Stop getting advice from women. That's the first thing.
I'm not.
Yeah, but if you're talking to them about
what
what they're talking about or what they're not talking about, look.
I'm also trying to gauge where they're coming from.
It don't matter what they're coming from. Understand something. Women don't know what they want. Their pussy does. You know what that means?
What?
What it means is the attraction that happens with a woman is a visceral thing. It's something that they feel. It's not that something that they can articulate. It's not something that they go, it's a list. I need a man that's this. Like, I don't know. How old are you?
28.
Have you ever watched Kevin Samuels?
Yeah, I watched a few episodes.
Okay, so here's the thing with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, and God bless the dead and all of that. But here's the problem with Kevin Samuels and his content. Kevin Samuels had a list of things that would make what he would consider what they call a high value man, right? Guy's got to make over $100,000. He got to this. He got to be that. He got to be tall. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand it's all of that is trash. Cause here's why. I'll give you an example. And I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? But in the beginning when they had UFC, I know this is gonna be a big. Don't worry, I'm gonna bring it on. I'm gonna button it up and put it in a nice bow for you.
Yeah, I'm here.
When UFC first started out, right? You had guys of different martial arts backgrounds, right? And you had the Gracies, but the Gracies, no matter how magnificent Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is, right? The rules were set up for the Gracies to win, okay? Because in the beginning, there was no time limit. Like if you look at an MMA fight right now, right? You get 5 minutes, 5-minute rounds, right? If you're on the ground for more than 10, 20 seconds, they stand you up, right? If you're not actively fighting. Right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not familiar with.
All right, but I'll just tell you. You get stood up, right? So here's the thing: when UFC first started, there was no time limit, right? You could go for an hour, for 2 hours, right? You could lay on the mat for 40 minutes, 50 minutes, and then get the submission. So the minute we changed the rules were changed, right? We haven't really seen a Gracie win a championship ever since then. You do see some guys who grapple, and everybody needs to know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Everybody needs to know how to strike. But Bones Jones is not part of the Gracie family. In fact, he was a Muay Thai champion first. My point is, if the rules are set up in a way that the rules can be set up for some martial art to win over other martial arts. Understand? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my thing. When somebody says high value man is over $100,000, he makes over $100,000 a year, and he doesn't have any children, and you're setting up the parameters so that women come on and they go, women who would go on Kevin Samuels, they would go, oh, I want a high value man. I want a man that makes $200,000, right? And then his whole thing was, you too fat, you too old, you got two baby daddies, you ain't good enough. That's what he did. But here's what's crazy about that. Life doesn't happen that way. Any way you tell, if you just been listening to my show for the last 40 minutes, life doesn't happen that way. I have one guy, right, who signed the birth certificate because he felt pressure from some skanky chick who was sleeping with somebody else and faked the move, and now he got another guy who was with the girl, broke up with the girl. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of these chicks is low vibration, scally bum bitches who were trying to get people money. You understand? So this whole idea of the standard of men, and maybe one of them makes more than $100,000, but none of them are professional men in finance and this and that and the other, no matter whether they make it. Life and love and attraction doesn't happen in that way. It's not something that you could put down. I want a guy who's this, he has this car, he has this house, he lives in Miami, none of it happens that way. None of it happens in this sanitized world. What happens is you meet somebody, you like them, they like you, somehow y'all fit. Sometimes y'all can have the same trauma, right? And because you could both have grown up in foster care, and you feel a connection with them because you feel abandoned, they feel abandoned, and so y'all together. There's millions of different combinations why people get together. So when you're asking women what do they think, I don't give a fuck what they think. It's different for every person, and relationships don't happen that way, in a sanitized way. There's no number one answer about what is masculinity. You hear women who go, oh, guys ain't man enough. They're not acting like men. But this is also a situation where women have attacked men for stepping up and talking to them. How many times do we see on the internet where some girl got booty shorts on and she's filming herself in the gym and waiting for somebody to look at her so she can say, you're objectifying. It's like it's all bullshit. Relationships don't happen that way. Nobody is taking a survey, and then you're picking the people from the survey. Even if you watch that crazy pop the balloon shit, right? You ever watch the videos of the pop the balloon shit? You see how quickly women will pop the balloon compared to men, how they pop the balloon? Because guys want to fuck, so they gonna hold off and see, okay, maybe I would smash this. Where the girl would go, oh, I don't like his shoes. He don't have no socks on. It's just dumb shit. It's dumb shit until some dude runs up on her, kicks the Willy Bobo, knows how to get her, turn her on, and show the confidence, and's got the answers for her, and then she's dating some nigga who's a drug dealer who's got 2 bodies on him and 3 baby mamas, and she don't know how that happened. So when you're asking these questions for women to give you the answer, they don't fucking know. They haven't even thought about it, really. They're all yapping amongst each other about what they think it is until they meet the bad boy with 2 baby mamas that they find irresistible, and then let me tell you something. Yeah. When you got a chick and she got 3 baby fathers, right?
Yeah.
You realize that there's 3 different dudes that smashed her, right? And what's the chance of her being his only baby mama? If she got 3 baby fathers, what's the chance of her being his only? Or do you think he got 2 baby mamas too? So she got 3, he got 2, her other baby father got 2, the other baby father. You understand what I'm saying? None of this is a sanitized thing where you can build a chart and go, okay, this is this and this is. It's just, love doesn't happen that way. It's messy. You feel me?
Yeah, I hear you.
And here's
But
the other thing I used to say all the time. If you want to know how to hunt deer, you don't ask the deer, you ask the hunter, right? What I mean by that is guys have more experience with women than women have with experience with women. When they're talking amongst each other, they are lying to each other. Because they don't want to look bad, or they don't want to look slutty, or they want to look as though they lied to each other. So the idea of I'll tell you this: lesbian women, if you're going to take any advice from a woman, it should be a woman who's a lesbian, who actually dated women. Anytime somebody challenges me on what my beliefs are, I will tell them. I've had them on the show, and I go, I'm curious, how many chicks have you dated? Oh, none. Well, how many did you bag up on the first night and smash on the first night? One night stand. How many one night stands you have? None. Then shut the fuck up. You don't do this. I do this. I've been doing it. I'm 58 years old. I've been doing it since I was a kid. What are you possibly going to tell me about this game when you're not even in this game? You just viewing it as a spectator, and you listening to what chicks say in the bathroom when they're fixing their makeup. Please get the fuck out of here. And don't get me wrong. Go ahead.
Can I ask like one follow-up question
Sure.
while we on that topic? So you don't think like the dating scene has changed from when you was maybe younger or whatever?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you text. Y'all dudes are scary. Y'all are softer because you could do it online. I just found this out last year. Last year is the first time I was counseling dudes, and I didn't even know that guys will be on Hinge and Bumble, and then they'll set up a date, right? They'll set up a date and not even talk to the girl on the phone.
Yeah, that's wild.
So they'll text on the app.
End up on a date with Greg and shit.
Right, they'll text on the app and then set up a date, and then the first time they're speaking to this person is the first time that they met out in the street. Here's the thing, man. And then what do guys tell me? What do young dudes tell me? Oh, girls don't talk on the phone. Girls don't, they all they want to do is text. They don't want. Well, if they don't want to talk on the phone, let me ask you something. How old are you? Because you sound like a young dude. How old are you?
28.
Okay, so here's my thing. So if you get a chick's number, do you want to smash or not? Or you just trying to be friends?
Nah, most of the time I'm trying to smash.
Okay, so let me ask you something. If a girl won't talk to you on the phone, right, what makes you think she'll suck your dick?
Nah, you're right.
Does that make any sense at all? You haven't even had a conversation with this. It's somebody having sex with you and allowing you to put your member inside her body cavity is way more personal than you talking to her on the phone. So if she's saying, I don't want to talk to you on the phone, right? Then why are you talking to her?
Nah, you're right. Because then there's a lot of cases where these guys is like talking to themselves in their DMs and shit, and then that's what like inflates everybody's egos on the internet,
right?
And like got everything all messed up. And
Dog,
shit.
I've done this lives where I've had guys, I was talking to this girl, and then I'm asking questions. Well, how many times have y'all gone out? Oh, we never been out. We was just talking. I was like, we were messaging back on Facebook. Yo, that's not a relationship, dog. You was not talking to some girl. You ever spoke to her on the phone? No. You ever FaceTime with her? No. Then you could be talking to a gay dude in a basement with pimples on his face and a do-rag. Like, are you bugging?
Yeah.
I just watched. There's a special on Netflix called Sweet Bobby, where this. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but Dom, you ever see this?
No, I've never seen it before.
Did you hear about it?
No.
So it's an Indian girl who meets the guy online, right? Her cousin is an asshole. She creates all these other profiles, and she catfishes her cousin because she's jealous of her cousin for 10 years. So from the time when the girl is like 26 all the way until she's 40, was more than 10 years, she finally... the guy was in and had open heart surgery and he couldn't see it. She never met him, never FaceTime him. And then what happened was, in the Indian culture, it's so much pressure for them to get married, right? After she had spent 5 years, she wanted it to be to happen. So any obstacles, and finally she went to the dude's house. It was actually a real dude that they took the profile pictures with. She shows up and the guy is married with a 4-year-old. He's like, I don't know who you are. You mean you didn't have open heart surgery? No. They call the cops because they were scared who this. And then the chick until she was 40, she was catfished by her cousin. It's called Sweet Bobby on Netflix. So you know what I'm saying? Here's my thing. If you're a young dude. If you are talking to somebody and they don't want to get on the phone, they don't want to have a FaceTime, why are you spending your hard-earned money going out on a date and setting up a date or doing anything when you don't even know if you're compatible?
Yeah.
If you're having conversations with them because here's the thing, if you open your mind and you pay attention, the red flags will pop up. They will pop if you pay attention. If you're not so in your feelings because somebody picked you or somebody validated you, the problems that you're gonna have in the relationship will pop up before you're in the relationship. If you got a chick and you the only one.
Cases, they be so focused on like the box and all that stuff.
Yeah, if you're the only one that's calling and she's not calling back, if you make calls and she don't call you back, if she calls and don't or says she's gonna call you and don't call you back, those are all red flags. Like, this is who she is. So when you're in a relationship, if you do end up in a relationship, she's unreliable, she doesn't keep her word, and she's unaccountable for. So when she ends up deciding that some other dude is more attractive, and then she lets some other dude splash off in her, and then she got a baby, and she makes you sign the birth certificate like the early caller. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Why would you not have? Let me explain something. Women are they will vet you. They will make sure if you give any inkling that you're creepy, women will see indecisive as dangerous as unsafe, and they won't give you a shot. But you got to understand, you got to have a standard too. So I don't care if she's young and she says she don't text. Well, if you don't text, I'm good. I'm good. Keep your number. In fact, I'll give you your number back. Because what do? You compromise that to know what? To somebody that don't want to talk to you, sure don't want to put your dick in their mouth, right?
It makes sense.
If she doesn't want to have a conversation with you to get to know you, and here's the great, you talk about what's the difference in dating. The fact that women can hold you hostage by keeping you as an internet friend, DMing you, this, that, and the other, and then when they not getting the attention from the guy that they want, right? They DM you, and then you like a dickhead. She DM me. Blah, 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 blah. Or you go to ask her out for on a date. She doesn't want to come out. She doesn't want to meet up with you. But she's liking my pictures. You sound like a clown. All she's doing is dangling the carrot in front of you, so that she can still, because understand, she wants the validation of your attention. And that's fine. Look, that's human nature. We all want to be validated. I tell guys all the time, you tell me what you like, that you like this girl. You know what the thing that guys like most about any girl is? That they like them. That's what they like. If you got a chick and you like a chick, it's because she likes you. That's what you like most. Make no mistake about it. It's not her stellar personality. It's that she thinks you're funny, or she thinks you're interesting, or she thinks that's what you like most. But that don't necessarily make somebody right for you. And it doesn't make her accountable. It doesn't make her kind. It doesn't make her all of those things. You got to be in a situation, any relationship you're in, and this is men, women, and anything in between. If you're with somebody who does not want to make you happy, run. Because that's not gonna change.
What I'm getting is like to keep your integrity and put yourself first and only put effort in where
everything that I say on every show. Tell the truth, be credible, have empathy. You understand that people have gone through different things, but you got to understand, man. I dated a girl whose parents were abusive, used to beat her and all kinds of. And anytime we would have a fight, she would try to make me hit her.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stuff like that before.
Why? Because she's accustomed to that kind of abuse, and so in her mind, she equates physical abuse with love. Crazy. So when you talking to women like they know what the fuck is going on, it's just like talking to some guy that thinks he knows what the fuck is going on. You gotta live this. You gotta think about this. It's just like dumbass Lord Jamal when he's talking about the flat Earth, but he hasn't been past 9th grade. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm always tired of hearing some homie sitting on a park bench outside the projects who wants to tell you the conspiracies. Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Really? Born? They told you, the government told you? They came to the pink houses and they told you what the fuck was wrong? Man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they're the only one that got the email, right?
Yeah, you the only one that know. The nigga with the fitted Yankee on. Shut the fuck up. Drive me crazy. But this is the same thing you get with all these so-called gurus like that dude Myron from Fresh and Fit, self-hating Saudi black dude, hates black people. Just like, it's just clowns. Just clowns after clowns after clowns.
So let me ask you another question.
Sure.
When you say like we can't waste too much energy on what women define as a man, doesn't that kind of thread the line of what some of those other podcasts do? Like,
What do you mean?
Where's the separation?
Let me ask you something. What do you think a man is? Let me ask you this: if let's say I was your daddy, right? I was your pops. What would you say makes me a man?
What would I say makes you a man?
If I was your pops and you said, "Man, Dante's my pops. He's a good dude." What would you what characteristics would you say make me a man?
I mean, that is like a subjective idea.
I get it's subjective. I'm asking you a question. What would make me subjectively? What would make me a good dad?
Making your own decisions and standing on it and not.
Which is what? What is that? Standing on my own decisions is what?
Like confidence.
Keeping your word. Keeping your word. Keeping your word is what?
Keeping your word is
credibility.
Like, credibility.
Okay, right. Okay. Credibility. Now, what else? That I tell the truth, right? If I'm a father, if you a little dude, if you 5 years old and I say I'm gonna pick you up, and I fail to pick you up, or if I tell you I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna get you this, or I'm gonna get you, and I lie to you, what is that?
That's dishonesty, not being credible.
It's not being authentic, not telling the truth. Secondly, it's not keeping my word, credibility. And then understanding that as a kid, you may be going through things now that I didn't go through I was a kid because we live in a different time. What would that be? That's empathy.
Yeah, understanding and stuff.
Right? So do you understand what I'm saying to you? What I'm saying to you, this show is about masculinity.
Yeah.
100%. Don't lie. Keep your word. Tell the truth. And give a fuck that other people have gone through some other shit. That doesn't mean, what do I say the best? I'm going to rattle them off to you. Relationships are the easiest thing in the world. All you got to do is not know what your non-negotiables are and then never negotiate them. That means make it clear about what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And if somebody doesn't want to do what you want them to do, that's fine. You let them go and let them go find somebody else. If you don't want to be in a relationship, you don't lie about it. You go, I don't want to be in a relationship. I just want to hang out and have fun and smash and keep it moving. And if she doesn't want to do that, then she don't have to do that. So you don't lie about it. I say reasonable, RFF, reasonable, fair, and firm. When any of you are confronted with something that you want, your girl don't want, are you being reasonable? Are you being fair to her and her situation? Are you being firm about your boundaries? Do you understand that the show that you're listening to is about masculinity?
Yeah, I understand that. That's why I call in.
But so what I'm saying is, what time? I mean, what have you ever seen? And if you watch even the old Beige Phillips stuff, in what situation did a woman, any woman that I've had on the show, interviewed, knew this stuff better than I know it?
I can't say that I've seen it.
So what I'm saying is that goofy shit that they talking about, it ain't the truth. Every once in a while, I come across somebody who's honest, a woman who's really honest about what the situation is. But it's all bullshit. All niggas is soft. People, yeah, people are soft who are soft, and people who ain't soft. Is there a movement for people to be afraid of rejection? Absolutely. The internet doesn't make you engage with people in social dynamics in real time. So because of that, what do? You got guys who are not used to it. But I teach how not to do that. Don't I teach how to fix that all the time?
Yeah, facts.
So has any one of these women that you talking to that's saying this, has any of them, have you ever heard them say ACE? You ever heard them say the authenticity, credibility, empathy? Have you ever heard them say don't give ultimatums, make ultimate decisions? Have you ever heard them say relationships is as easy as carrying a couch, but you got to have two people? Have you ever heard anybody say reasonable, fair, and fair? Have you ever heard anybody say don't let emotion have a seat at the table? Like, these are things that I say over and over and over and over again because they apply to this.
Yeah,
and if I'm a daddy, if I'm your daddy, and I tell you the truth, right? And I don't lie to you, and I keep my word, right? And I have the empathy to understand of what you go through, what your mama goes through, and everything along with it. How could I be a better human being?
Makes sense.
And I have yet to hear one woman say those things. And I'm not saying that they're not out there, but I have yet to hear one woman. And anytime you got a problem where you start talking about women or whatever, or women's talking about men, there is no accountability. You a big bitch, right? I ask you if you a big bitch, right? And I go, do you like the way you look? Well, I wish I had laws for it. So you don't like it either. So you don't like it, but you want me to like it. How's that work?
Yeah, it does seem to be like a lot of lack of accountability these days.
But that don't matter. It doesn't even matter, because when you operate with integrity, it doesn't matter what people do around you. You're not even there for that. I got shady motherfuckers do not fuck with me. Anybody that knows they full of shit, they don't fuck with me. There's something that I say all the time. My truth sharpens your honesty. You know what that means? It means I'm so honest. If you're a liar, if you're a cheat, if you're a thief, if you're exaggerate, you not gonna fuck with me. You know why? Because the minute you start exaggerating, I'm gonna like, that ain't true. And I'm gonna do that in front of everybody. Now, if you think you're gonna get exposed, guess what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna say it. You're gonna shut the fuck up. So I have people who would rather not fuck with me than fuck with me than get exposed. They rather fuck with some half-ass motherfucker who's lying in one hand and paying honey, playing Sugar Babies and on Sugar Baby. I think Myron was on Sugar Baby websites and all these clown ass niggas. All these motherfuckers going to Dominican Republic and paying for ass and whatever it's like. Stop, man, stop. Look, I'm not judging, because I'm saying get it how you could get it. It's not for me to judge that. But stop acting like you got this figured out. You feel me?
Yeah. Because you paint a picture that's not really going on in reality.
Dog, you can check my credentials. Anybody tell you. You can check my credentials.
Yeah, I hear you.
I ain't never paid for no pussy. Never.
Definitely.
So, and that's including Patrice. Talked about how he paid for pussy in Brazil. So go ahead.
Look, can I ask one more question?
Yeah, one more.
So why exactly is it's gonna sound kind of wild, but why exactly is it like honesty is so important? Because I'm gonna tell you why. Me personally, growing up, I grew up with in a real super Christian family, so I have this innate dodgy kind of like I don't want to say like I get like a trait. You know what I'm saying? But
what do you mean?
I'm trying to like grow out of that and stuff.
Because you lie about who you are so that you're accepted amongst people who are supposed to.
Nah, not like that though.
Like what?
Like where was you at type of shit. Like when women ask me like where was I kind of.
You talking about your parents or something like that?
What happened?
You talking about your parents or something?
No, I'm talking about like with women, like.
Because you scared to tell them the truth.
And that could be, and that's like a big issue too, like dealing with women. And
let me. I'm gonna explain this, and it makes it really clear, right? If you tell, I'm gonna say something. If somebody is 95% trustworthy, do you understand that that's the definition of a liar? In order for you to be trustworthy, you got to be trustworthy all the time. Even 95% ain't good enough. You understand? So if somebody has told, if you got a friend or you got a homeboy and he lies some of the time, right? He's still your man, but sometimes he exaggerates, sometimes he exaggerates, sometimes he lies, sometimes he'll lie on his dick. Yo, I fucked her. Yo, that bitch so much, whatever. And once you start knowing that he lies, right?
It makes everything.
Everything that he says is questionable, right?
Yeah.
So if you're lying to your girl, right, and you tell her she's having a rough time and you say, yo, don't worry, I got your back, how does she believe you?
Yeah, you're right.
If you tell her I love you, how does she believe you? The only way that your word matters is when you're trustworthy, and the only way you can be trustworthy is that you got to tell the truth all the time. And that means tell the truth when what you say might end up in a confrontation. It also means you got to tell the truth even when you might hurt somebody's feelings, because it's better to have credibility where people trust your word than to question everything that comes out of your mouth. You understand?
Would you say that's like a tough lesson to learn, because a lot of guys tend to like tell women what they want to hear
but
all the time?
because half the time when you lying and you scheming and you running and gunning, right? Because you might be trying to get some strange or something like that. Now you in a situation, you get caught, right? You didn't really like that bitch that you went and got the strange from, right? You really want to be with your girl. Now you busted. She want to leave you. Now you begging to come back because you just wanted to go get some strange. And now you all in a bind. She broke up with me. When you could have just not been your girl.
Yeah.
What happens is people lie because they don't think it's worth it. If you look at a guy and he's on Hinge and he lies and says I'm 5'4", he says he's 5'6" when he's really 5'3", right? You know why he's lying? He's lying because he don't think that 5'3" is good enough. In his mind, he's going, if I was just 3 inches taller, then I would be good enough. But no, you're not. You're not good enough because you're 5'3". You're not good enough because you're a liar, because you have no integrity, because you have no credibility, because you don't tell the truth. That's why you're not enough. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely understand that there are women who don't want to date a dude 5'3", simply because, we watched that pop the balloon shit. Women pop the balloon for nothing. But you ever watch motherfuckers pop the balloon and then start talking and then be like, yo, can I have my balloon back?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Let me tell you something. They're doing that because they got fat ass, big titties, and they got options. When they run out of options, all of a sudden, it all works out in the end,
Yeah, definitely.
Senior citizens have STD epidemics. Did you know that? You know why?
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's because there's no men. So your little dirty dick grandfather is at the senior center home fucking everybody. And they not using no condoms. And he's giving everybody chlamydia. And they're sharing men because ain't no men over 70. We die first. So we dead. So you got all your little old grandmothers is trying to get the D, right? From the same dude. And they're sharing them.
Yeah,
that's why they got STD epidemic. So I'm here. I'm a resource. You want to know something? I do the lives. Call in and ask me. Okay?
Definitely. I appreciate the talk. There's a lot to think about.
All right, family. Easy.
All right, thank you.
Yo, phone lines up. 513-202 Nero. Cash App is up. Stop playing. Send me some money, goddammit.
We got a super chat and a donation.
All right, let's go.
We got a super chat from Teddy P. Sent $5.
From which channel?
Your channel.
Okay. And thank you, Teddy P. Let me give him the horn. What else we got?
He actually asked, what do you mean by not asking for a relationship from a woman if your intentions are to be in a relationship with one? Love the show. Fly, Eagles, fly.
All right, so here's my thing. I don't believe that a man should ever ask for the relationship first. The reason why is because in all of my years of dating and fucking whatever, I've never been with a woman who wanted something and didn't ask, right? I've never been in a situation where a woman liked me and at some point in time during us dating, she didn't mention, like, what are we doing? I mean, I don't know. What do you call? You know, my friends are asking me, what is this? And then that's how you know when when she wants to be your girlfriend. The days of, you ever see a dude do a flash mob and have a flash mob and he gets on one knee and he asks a girl to marry him and she goes no? That's crazy to me. That means that you're not present. That means that all you give a fuck. First of all, it means that you're selfish as fuck. Let me explain why you're selfish. There's no way in the world I could be with a girl, know that she's avoiding me, that she doesn't want to marry me, and then I go out and spend 10 G's on a fucking ring and then give it to her, put a flash mob together, and she says, no. You are not paying attention. She don't like you. And what it is really is you're so narcissistic and so cocky and so not present that you don't even know that she don't like you. So how the fuck could you be dating somebody, calling on the phone, texting, hanging out, going on dates, and you don't know she don't want to get married? Trust me, if she's not mentioning it, she don't want to be married. If she's not mentioning it, then she don't like you like that. She's keeping her options open, and she probably got. I had my man that did the song, my boy Menuhin. He had I remember him calling. He was dating this girl, and she says, "Yo, you know, I really feel like I want to explore, women, right?" And he called me. I'm sure my girl said she want to have an open relationship. I said, "Nigga, pack your stuff. The relationship's over. You are on your way out. You just don't know it yet." She probably already got the chick. She's probably already munching carpet with the chick that she wants. If not, she knows who she has in mind. She's looking at this is not a revelation. No woman ever wakes up and goes, "Hey, you know what? I know my man is such a great guy and I just love him so much. You know what? I feel like he's bored with my old vagina. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get him somebody else to fuck to keep the spice in the relationship." It will never happen. I'm not saying it'll never happen because it has happened. But that's just not somebody that likes you. The more they like you, the more they want of you. And the more they want of you, the less they want to share, unless you've established already that you're polyamorous and this is the type of relationship. There's people who are already on that shit and they're already exploring those ideas already. But if you got somebody that just comes out like that, you're already done. You're on your way out. You just haven't packed your bags. We got a call?
We do. I just want to mention we got another $10 donation from JG, this time on your channel.
Yes, thank you, JG. Thanks for the $10, bro. Please, anybody that's on the In Godfrey We Trust, please just pop over. Please, please, please. I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers. Please pop over to the Man School 202 YouTube channel, and please like it and subscribe it and hit the bell so that y'all know when I'm going live. I go live on this throughout the week. I sometimes I go 3 times a week and I answer questions and stuff like that. So please, I know it's a lot to ask. I know everybody's all like fuck you, but please follow me on Man School 2. What is it? Real Man School, or what is it? Man School 202, right? Man School 202.
On YouTube, it's just Man School 202.
Please go in there and like and subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I'm going live. I'm trying to get 100,000. Please, please, please help me get 100,000. I really appreciate that. And thank you for the 10. It was 10 for the $10. What else we got? Call. Let's go.
Hey, what up, Dante? This is Ace from Philly again, bro.
What's going on, Ace? How you doing? How can I help you, bro?
Hey, man, one thing I got to say, fly, Eagles, fly. You know what I mean? But anyway, I got a statement that I want your insight on because
first of all, congratulations on the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, man. Bro. It was good, man. I had a great time watching it.
It sucked. It's
getting drunk while I'm watching it and eating it.
yeah. I feel you. But go ahead, let's go. What up, Ace?
I got a statement that I want your insight on because I value your insight.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm gonna say this.
I can hear y'all. Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Not you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Okay. Care enough not to give a shit.
What do you, I know what you mean, but what specific you mean? No, I say it different than that. I say I love you, but I don't give a fuck about you.
There it is.
What I mean by that, when I say that, I mean, listen, I can love somebody very deeply, but if you don't respect me, me and you don't care about me, then I don't give a fuck. You got to understand something, that love is conditional. Anybody that tell you love is not conditional, you got a problem. And I mean that even when it comes to your children. Because if love is not conditional, they will take advantage of you, not learn the lessons you're trying to learn them, and their life will go to shambles because they just assume that the world is put here for them just to do whatever they want, and there's no accountability. So, I agree with that. Yeah. But I usually say I love you, but I don't give a fuck about you. And this relationship could end yesterday if you don't want it, because I'm not going to be in a situation, like I always say, relationships are like carrying a couch. It's easy if you got 2 people. You try to carry a couch by yourself and see how difficult that is to get that up 2 flights of stairs. You gotta have somebody who's willing to help you and somebody who's willing to make you happy. That's the most important thing. But what else is that all you want to say?
That's it, bro. I want to keep it short because I call you all the time.
I appreciate you, Ace.
And that's that, bro.
I appreciate you, Ace, man. Don't make sure you like and subscribe on the Man School at Man School 202. Please.
Oh, I did already.
All right, thank you,
2
brother.
years ago.
I appreciate you. All right, later. Put the number up. Let me see the cash app. Send me some money, goddammit. I appreciate the cash app and the super chats and shit, but send me on the cash app so they don't get no percentage of my goddamn money. God damn it. Be taking YouTube, be kicking me in the head. 513-202 Nero. 513-202 Nero. Phone call. Let's go.
Hey, Dante. How are you doing?
What's going on? Who am I speaking with?
My name is Tropics. I message all the time.
Okay, what's going on, brother? How can I help you, bro?
Just not this caller, but the previous caller before that, you were talking about being authentic.
Yeah.
In general, and not lying.
Right.
In general, and being truthful, because being truthful to yourself and also to everyone else allows you to have some sort of credibility.
Absolutely.
In a sense. And that is what defines it, especially being black, being a man, being in this country, etc.
Right.
I'm technically, you've probably heard of like the FBA community.
Yeah.
Financial Black Americans, etc. I'm a tether. I came from Africa. I was like 3 when I came to this country, but I grew up here, etc. Long story short, but I was raised as a Muslim, I was raised in Islam, etc. And it was very strict religion. You know, you're an atheist,
right?
And etc. I'm the same way as well. I'm an atheist. I left Islam,
mm-hmm.
you know, etc. whatnot. But I'm still part of a very tight knit community,
yeah,
etc. And within that tight knit community, such as I'll use my cousins as examples. They're all getting married, and they're marrying. Specifically, I'm Somali, but you know, they're marrying other Somalis, etc. So on and so forth. And to go back to whatever two other callers in general about not lying, being, you know, authentic.
Right.
I'm an atheist, and I don't, you know, I still believe in humility. Mm-hmm. I mean, well, that's just a given, but like I believe in placing yourself in other people's shoes, no matter what, regardless of what they believe in.
Basic
so on and
empathy,
so forth, you know.
Right.
Yep, just being decent and whatnot.
Okay.
But in Islam, you know, and you know, in other different nation states that are predicated on the Quran, predicated on the Sunnah or whatnot, but basically they follow Sharia law, etc. You know, you get your head chopped off, so on and so forth, if you leave the religion and whatnot.
And
but
if you're gay, you can get thrown off the roof, right?
Which is hilarious because it's 60 feet. I don't know why they never thought about 69 feet. That would
right. And let's be honest. What about if you what do they call it? What does it mean when you leave Islam? If you try to, what do they call that? What's the word?
So they call it apostasy.
If you're it's apostrophe, or what's the verb? The verbiage. What's the tense? If you're an apostolate, then you can be murdered. You should be killed, right?
But here's the crazy part. In the Quran, it tells you, I believe it's like chapter 2, verse 256. There's no compulsion within religion. That's the quote. And remember, this is Allah telling.
But in Sharia law, if you leave Islam, you should be killed. Yes.
You should be killed because there's the second section, which is the Sunnah, or the way the Prophet Muhammad lived, and there's 6 volumes, 6 books that was created by a dude named Bukhari, you know, and he arrived like 230 years after Muhammad. It's crazy, but like from that perspective, they go, you leave the religion, you die. Basically, they have a great supply chain in Mecca and Medina.
Yeah.
And they did not want to see losses in profit. And because of that,
so it's a business. So, and what you're saying is it's a business. It was initially a business decision, which had nothing to do.
Banned silk, and guys stopped wearing silk immediately during.
Right, which had nothing to do with any enlightenment, correct?
Enlightenment, right? But they said you have to also ban your concubines, and they said F that for 220 years.
Right. So keep the concubines, but don't wear silk. Like what?
But don't wear silk shorts.
But this is the problem that I have with any religion. I haven't with any religion, and the fact that first of all that it all contradicts itself in some shape or form. And here's I'm not the only atheist to say this. Everybody is an atheist. Everybody's an atheist. The difference is I go one more God than you do. Right?
Yep.
Because Christians don't believe.
Like what Ricky Gervais said to Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Colbert looked shocked.
Yeah.
When he was
and here's the thing: nobody believes in Thor or Mithra or I forget the Mithra is another one, another god. Nobody believes in Odin. So what I'm saying is we choose we choose culturally which religions we want to believe in and what we don't believe in, and there's always this thing is if you atheists will do bad things and atheists will do good things, but
that's a human aspect in a sense.
But religious people will be good people that will do bad things in the name of religion. So, and you talk to Christians, and Christians, no. Yeah, but they blow up abortion clinics. They kill gay people. They, this whole trans issue. It's funny, during the Super Bowl, I was arguing with somebody I was trying to tell him that the Mormons have magic underwear, and they got a magic hat that they read the tablets out of, that they believe that Jesus Christ came. I'm like, yo, it's amazing how ridiculous the belief is, and because and my honest opinion is this is why we are in the state that we are today, because people believe instead of look for evidence and fact. And once they're going, we already know geographers have already said that there was never a world flood, right? There was
not just that. You can even go further in the Quran. It tells you about a story of Dhul Qur'ani and Ya'juj and Ma'juj, which means basically there was a guy named Dhul Qur'ani and there was also Gog and Magog. You've heard it in the Bible, Gog and Magog.
I've heard the name, yeah.
Etc.
You're going a little deep for me, but go ahead.
Long story short, Dhul Qur'ani is an Arabic name, but it translates exactly to the two-horned ram. That's what it translates to. And he ran into what people called Ya'juj and Ma'juj, which is Gog and Magog. Long story short, he built an iron wall with like copper mixed with iron, and he put guards, and he was like, yo, we got to stop these little people, the midgets, but like little people from attacking us, because they are some deformed creatures. They're not human, etc.
So they want.
This is
I mean, you don't even have to go that
and,
far.
You know,
I mean, didn't Muhammad marry a 9-year-old?
Oh yeah, 100%. Not just that.
What was the girl?
Consummated it at 9.
Consummated at 9.
36 months. He was, but for 30, the part people freak out about is when he consummated or he smashed her at 9, which is insane.
Yeah.
That's why I can't follow this.
Yeah.
But
I mean, look at Christianity.
It's 36 months that's in between, because he was playing.
Yeah, but Christianity justifies slavery. Hold on, slow. Christianity justifies slavery. It teaches you how you should treat your slaves. It also tells there's a story. There's a story where I forget the exact story, but where the guy gives his daughters. They want one of the angels. They come to get one of the angels. I believe the Roman guards come to get the angel. They won't let him, and he gives them his daughters to rape. It's insane. Like, so, but I mean, I don't want to go into the specifics of the religious. But what was your question? What was your question?
My earlier question.
Yeah.
So my earlier question, the 2 calls beforehand, just to catch everybody up. You said lying inherently is just not conducive to yourself, in a sense. Lying is not, you lose credibility.
Right.
Overall credibility. Not just yourself. You just lying in general to yourself. Just lying in general is not good.
Okay. Come on.
Lying to yourself
get to the question.
is just not good for the soul. But my mother believes in this religion. Her husband, my father, he passed like 15, 20, whatever, about 18 months ago, in a sense.
Okay.
And I lost my sister, I lost my brother, and whatnot, and and I've got cousins and whatnot, and they all believe it. They all believe.
So what's the question?
So I'm continuously lying, even though I don't want to lie, but I don't want to hurt them, and it's
you're still lying.
Every aspect of my life.
Let me explain this.
Dating.
Let me explain this.
Etc. So on and so
you
forth.
can also choose not to speak on this. Now, if your family, let me say something for the record. Your mother made her choice, right? And she got to live her life the way she wanted to live her life, right? And your cousins get to choose their life, right? My question is, do they get to choose your life and how you live your life?
And my answer is no.
Okay.
Of course not.
So here's my thing. If you don't want to talk about this, because you can say, listen, I don't want to discuss this with you. You're not going to like what I want, what I believe, and it'd be better if we just don't talk about it. And if they're going to press you about it, then you got to stop talking to them about it. Because here's what you ultimately, there's no way that your credibility, that your peace of mind is okay, that they are perpetuating this religious stuff in your face all the time, and that you're comfortable when you don't believe it. So I had a girlfriend, and she had a girl that she was super holy roly, religious. This,
Yep.
you know, I'm gonna pray. And I said, listen, I don't believe. I'm an atheist. I don't believe it. Would you please stop saying that? Because she doesn't even understand when somebody says, "I'll pray for you." What the inference is, the subtext is that I'm better than you. I am better than you, and so I'm going to pray for you so that you can one day be enlightened like I am and be as good as I am, because I know that you have the potential.
And I don't want to cut you off, but I equate that to when, you know, like when the governor of New York goes like, black kids don't know what computers are. You know, like,
it's all the same thing. It's just lies and it's stuff.
Like,
and
I'm some sort of idiot. Like, you think I don't, you know, I don't believe in God.
It's even as crazy as the flat Earth stuff. The flat Earth stuff, it is people validating themselves about their own because they don't have any validation within their life on their own. What I'm going to say to you is this. Your mother didn't ask you how to live her life. Your cousins don't ask you how to live their life. And if they're going to impose this on you, right? And you are, and it's like,
Dante, I'm like, I don't want to cut you off, but having a immense respect for you. I watch every night. I've been watching In Godfrey We Trust and yourself for the last 6 years, or no, 5 years since the pandemic. My family, and cause they're dead serious about this.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. But you get to choose your life. And if people cannot respect you enough to respect your choices, then they don't deserve you in their life.
And that's my big conundrum.
That's not a conundrum, because it's not a conundrum. Here's the thing. You can decide to contort and to stretch and to twist and fit into their lives, or they can respect you as an adult and respect your choices, and you just don't go there.
Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, you because they're not going to change for you.
Otherwise, I'm not being credible. I'm lying to myself.
And you're always gonna look in the mirror and go, look at what a pussy I am. Just letting people push me around and this say what I mean, if they can't respect you, I literally
tease them. I'm sorry, I don't want to.
I was dating this girl. I was like, we can't date no more because you believe. Well, you're just not ready to believe. You know what? I'm ready to stop fucking you. That's what I'm ready to do. Stop fucking you. I don't want you around me. I don't want. And then she called me up and she put a 4-minute prayer on my fucking rip, and I was like, I'll never talk to you again. Like at some point in time, it is a lack of respect that they have for you. Do you know? You understand what I'm saying? And you have to, and it needs to be taken that way. So but don't worry. Look, here's what will happen. You're gonna put up with this and keep putting up with this until you get tired, and then you're gonna blow up on everybody, and then they're all gonna say you're a maniac because you blew up.
I don't want to cut you off, Dante, but like my brother, he's passed or whatnot, but he ended his own life. You know what I mean? He deleted himself. And I have another brother who.
I'm curious. Where was God when that happened?
Cut off.
The
family.
Where was God when he killed himself?
And that's the question that I brought up, because I'm like, in Islam, you have to believe in Qadr, which is like everything has been predetermined by Allah. So he wrote this shit down. So you're like, he wrote this down? Like he determined this outcome?
I'm going to tell you something, and this is my perspective.
You bring that question up.
There's no stop. You're over talking me. Stop. I cannot. There's no way I could believe that there would be a God and He would allow my black people to go through slavery and Jim Crow in a way. And so full stop. So anything beyond that is beyond that. I appreciate you calling in, man, but it's just you got to decide whether you're going to make your own decisions about your life.
No.
And if that means you not being with your family, then you got to make that choice. Or you can stick around and lie and feel like a 3-year-old sitting at the kiddie table every time y'all have Ramadan or whatever. You know what I mean?
So back to that whole lying, continuously lying to yourself, lying to everyone. You know what I mean? Being phony, not being credible. So
all right, brother.
I'm already there.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you calling,
later in the show.
Later.
Take care.
For sure. Phone line's up. 513-202 Nero. Nero. Cash App is up. Yo, give me some money. What we got?
We got a super chat from Phil B, $10.
Phil B, what's popping? Thank you, bro. Oh, where did I fucking put the guy? Oh, there it is. Thank you, Phil B, for the super chizat.
His question is, what's your advice to men for dealing with rejection?
That's part of the game. That's part of the game. You understand something. If this idea, it's funny. I just did a consultation with a dude today, and I was saying, you have to approach. You have to ask the girl out. You have to put it out there. You have to put yourself out there, and then you gotta deal with the rejection. If you're waiting for some girl, I asked this dude, I said, how many times in your life, dude was 40, I was like, how many times in your life has girls asked you out? He was like, actually, that's happened a couple of times. And I go, yeah. And how many times did you ask somebody out? And he's like, I don't know, maybe 300. I go, exactly. So 300 to 3 times and I go, here's the other thing. When somebody asked you out, was it somebody that you wanted to ask you out? Usually not. The person that wants you, you don't want them. So it don't matter. My point being, what was the question again? Give me the question real quick.
He asked, what's your advice for men for dealing with rejection?
You have to understand this, that just like I said before, just because somebody's not smart enough to know what your value is, right, doesn't mean that your value is diminished. Sometimes people don't know what's best for them. That's why people smoke crack. That's why people do crystal meth. That's why people don't go to work on time and they don't show up and get high and get drunk. People make mistakes all the time. But a lot of time, what you have to understand is the rejection, because you're insecure, because you're not being the best version of yourself, you're not even putting out the product that you're most comfortable with, right? If it's the 5 pounds that you want to lose, or you want a better job, or you want to be better read, or you want to be a better dancer, or you want to be in better shape, or you want to dress, or those things make you feel insecure because you think that those things are diminish you in terms of your value. And so, but you got to understand, just because somebody doesn't like what you present, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with what you present as. What it means is sometimes they're just not smart enough to see. We see this all the time where women will go with the bad boys. They'll go with somebody who is on heroin and knocking them upside the head and domestic abuse, and they stay with that guy all the time, and they'll have an opportunity to be with a guy that loves them, but they don't think they're worth being. They don't think they're worth even being with that person. They feel like, oh, this guy likes me too much. He doesn't know I ain't shit, so I'm not gonna be with him. Here's the crazy thing, and this reverts back to when I talk about laying the 5 bricks. When you lay the 5 bricks, when you start laying the 5 bricks, which is going out, paying 5 compliments a day, every day, honest compliments with no intention on getting your number, what it helps you is it helps you to deal with the anxiety of the rejection. Now, everybody, when they start doing that, they're definitely afraid. It's like, oh my God, somebody's gonna curse me out, and it never happens that way. It never happens that way. Number one, because the people because they're not saying something sexual. Number two, the compliment is honest. There's an honest compliment where it comes from, right? So that's the second part. So when you compliment from an honest perspective, people don't get angry. But there are times when you will pay a compliment and somebody won't respond. Here's my thing. How do you know her grandmother didn't die earlier that day? Like, if here's my thing, Dom. If your grandmother died, if somebody's grandmother died, you would understand why she would not say thank you because you said you got a nice hat, right? Or your nails. You could. What if her cat died? What if her uncle died? Now think about how many relatives could have died, right? Out of all the people, friends, family, coworkers that could have died that you don't know, and you don't. But because you are insecure, what you do is you make it about you. You instantly go, this person didn't speak to me because I'm not good enough. When half the time, and don't nobody give a fuck about about you and your feelings. People are living their lives every day. People are living bills. People are getting deported. There's all kinds of shit going on. But when you're not confident about what your product is, how you present, you make it about you. Right away you make it personal. Now, I'm not saying it might be you. I'm not saying that's not possible. They could not like you and reject you. But think of the endless reasons that could happen. She could have had the flu. She could have had a yeast infection. She could have had a tummy ache. She could have had food poisoning. I mean, we could name a million things, but somehow, because you're insecure about who you are as a person, you have come up with the solution that says, hey, this is why this person don't like me, right? And I'm sure of it. It's because I'm not good enough. That's absurd. It's ridiculous and absurd. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's not probable. There are so many variables that come into play that make somebody want. It could be just they're not a morning person. Any number of things. But what you do is you put forth, you become the best version of yourself. Take stock of what your shortcomings are and then fix those things. They're all fixable. If you got too much weight, lose the weight. If you're not interesting, travel, read, just be a better person. And what you'll find, you may be doing it initially because you want to be a better person to get girls. But what happens is you start to fulfill your life in ways that you never thought you could fulfill it. And then you start to like you. I remember years ago, I used to I took Harry to his first tailor. And Harry's a big dude. And I was like, yo, you need to check, check this tailor out. Now, once he started, and he did it initially because it just looked better. His clothes fit better. But now he can't wear clothes without a tailor. We got a call. Let's go. What's your name? Where you calling from, family? Hello? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Eleno, Dante.
What up, kid? What up, gang? How you?
Yo, what's up? I'm good. How are you?
What's going on? Talk to me quick.
Yo, so boom. I got this girl who's in my class who's being a bit disrespectful, and
how?
I told her multiple times.
How?
She'll be like, she'll say, "Oh, girl," or "bitch," and I've corrected her.
Referring to you.
Yeah. She'll say it in passing.
And what was your response?
I say, hey, don't call me that. Don't talk to me like that.
And what did she say?
And then I'll even stop it, and she'll say, oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. And she's even gotten to the point where she'll like reach out and touch my arm. And today I was just like, hey, listen, my thing with that is I don't like you. I don't want you to call me bitch. I'd never call you out your name. I'd never say that to you. So I appreciate you not saying that to me.
And what did she say?
She was like, okay, I get you. Yes, sir. I was like, you don't need to call me sir. She's like, all right. And so I'm at the point where she did it again, just like earlier when I was getting food, and she was like, oh, girl, da-da-da. I was like, what did I say about the whole girl? She was like, oh, right. Or she actually said, yo, this is the first time you actually, because I didn't say anything. I was just like, you know what, whatever. She said, this is the first time you actually didn't check me for calling you that. And I said, why do you keep doing that? What if at this point, she's being
just don't talk to me. When you see me again, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
You say, don't talk to me. The next time you talk to me, I'm going to curse you the fuck out. Stay the fuck away from me.
She also, today, I was getting supplies from the store.
Seleno, did you hear what I said?
I did.
Okay. Anything after that, what else do you need to know? This is somebody who is disrespectful and she's trying to push buttons. Stay the fuck away from her. Don't give her an opportunity to talk to you.
Understood.
Okay.
Understood. Can I ask you another question real quick?
Yeah, sure. Quick.
What do you do when the emotion, you say to remove the emotion? Lately, I've been really frustrated, angry a lot of times. And I think it might be because I'm not screaming on people enough or letting people have it.
Why are you not letting people have it?
Because I'll just be like, you know what, whatever, and I'll walk away. I was at the movies with my parents. They were in town for the weekend, and they were only in town for a day. My grandmother came too. We went to the movies later that night. I was with the women in my family, and the whole time there were these two people behind us talking throughout the whole movie. And I leaned to my mother. I said, you know what, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna see if I could get a refund. And she was like, no, just stay. The movie's almost over. And inside, I was getting so angry because I wanted to just watch the movie in peace. I wanted to turn around.
Why didn't you just turn around and say, yo, I'm here with my family. Could y'all stop talking? I can't hear the movie. Why didn't you say that?
I just feel this resistance. I just didn't do it. I wanted to.
Well,
I knew it wouldn't
then
be
if
that
you don't
fast.
do
I
it,
did, but...
then when you don't do it, you got to live with it.
Okay.
That's why I don't not do it. That's why I don't never not check people. I always check people because if I don't check them, then I'm mad at myself for weeks afterwards because I didn't do something, because I didn't say what needed to be said. Now, if somebody says "fuck you" or whatever, then then it doesn't. Then your parents and your aunt and everybody else is going. There's no reason to stay. They understand because you said, "Yo, I'm trying to listen. I'm with my family." I mean, you can be reasonable. You can say, "I'm with my family. You guys have been talking. Could you please stop talking? We can't hear the movie, right?" And if they go "fuck you," then you go get your thing and you have them put out. You don't even have to get physical with it. I mean, like back in the days, I would have got greasy, but I've learned that nowadays you can't get greasy and not get arrested. So you go get your refund, right? And you wouldn't have to deal with your mom and them telling you to be nice, right? Because it would be obvious that you spoke up, right? You spoke up and they were disrespectful. And then what is there to, now if you get up, you get up, right? It's called for. But if you're sitting there quiet taking it, right, then you deserve it. You deserve the way you let people treat you. I've said this to you 100 times. People treat you the way you let them. And if you don't let them, then they won't. And if people are going to ignore the fact that you put boundaries up and just keep, then you need to remove yourself from that altogether.
Understood.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so peace. We got one more call, and then we can close this out. You got one up? Well, what's the number? Or is there somebody up already? 513-202-NERO. The cash wrap is up. Send me some money. We got a call. It's coming up. Last call of the night, y'all. We're going to shut this down. Thank y'all so much. The cash app is up at Dante Nero, $, I believe it is. Or $, Dante Nero, something like it. We got a call. Let's go.
Hey, Dante, what's good, man? We spoke earlier today.
Okay, what's going on, kid?
Chilling, man. Yeah, I was actually on the phone talking to who we were talking about, and yeah, man. So that's why I'm tapping in late. But yeah, just wanted to tap in.
What did she say? Okay, so let me give it a background. We did a consultation earlier today, right? And was it first of all, let me just so the people that know, consultations at DanteNero.com. Click on consult. You can book time with me. We just did a consultation. What was your? Because I don't give a fuck. Because I know my. What was your thought about the consultation?
It was great.
Okay.
It was great. It was opposite of everything that I expected, but it was better.
Okay.
It was so much better.
And you had this girl that you basically was dealing with who you were like this. You've been out of the game for a while. Let me just give it a background. You were out of the game for a while. All of a sudden, this girl, you've been kicking it with this girl. She's in another state, but you're thinking about hooking up with her. And then she kind of in your mind, y'all were talking on the phone pretty regularly, and all of a sudden she skipped a day or two, and then you wilded out and you pulled back because you felt like she didn't want to be bothered. When I asked you how long was it, it was a matter of a couple of days, and then it just was obvious to me that you're afraid of the rejection. So you're ready to pull out of this thing before you're ready to pull out of this so that you don't get your feelings hurt. Not unlike everybody else who's splashing the club off and not pulling out at all. Everybody just nutting in strange girls and getting babies. So when it comes to that, pull out. And then you did it a second time, and so the second time it was a little distance. She was traveling, and you was like, oh, she don't like me, and so what I was explaining to you was that you have this low self-esteem that where you feel as though you feel as though every time a girl is not available to you, you panic, you start creating this whole scenario in you, and then you pull back, right?
Yep.
So I said for you to call her up and say, listen, I understand I haven't been in the game for a while. Just straight honesty. I haven't been in the game in a while, and I feel a little bit. I want you to know I'm nervous. I like you, and I'm nervous, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna get my feelings hurt. But I just thought I needed to tell you because I've been acting weird, like a weirdo, pulling back. And did you tell her that?
All right, so I did tell her that. The thing is that when I jumped on the phone with her, we kind of just rolled into, our normal flow as far as like conversing.
Did you tell her that? What did I tell you to say?
Exactly what you said. Just, that.
Did you tell her that?
I did.
And what did she say?
I like you, want to see you. It was right before she was getting ready for bed, and she's just like, we need to talk about this.
Now, let me tell you something. What did I specifically say for you to do when we spoke? I said, call her now and say this. Did I say that?
You did.
Did I say don't freestyle and don't do your own shit because you don't know what the fuck you're doing?
You did.
Okay. And you did it anyway, right? And I said to say specifically, you took notes. You actually took notes. And
I wrote it down, yeah.
And you didn't do what I asked you to do. I don't give a fuck what the excuse you getting ready to give me.
No.
I don't. It was just we went in the flow, and I don't give a fuck. And then 2 minutes before she's trying to go to bed, we need to talk about this. I told you to say it right up front, right?
Yeah.
Did I say? Did you roll? And this is to the point. But don't. I'm not. I mean, I'm aggravated, but I'm not because nobody ever listens to me. Everybody who consults with me, they don't ever listen. They listen to a part of it and then they freestyle. There was a reason why I told you to lead off once she started talking, I said this needs to be important for you to get out. Now, how long did you talk to her on the phone?
Couple hours.
Okay, so you spoke to her for a couple of hours and never said what I told you to say.
Not until the end, yeah.
Okay, so now if you fuck yourself, you fuck yourself.
Pretty much.
I specifically said, this is what I want you to do. I said, we need to get you on the program. You need to do the consultations with me, DanteNero.com. You don't have the self-esteem. You don't have the game. You don't understand how this works. I need you to relinquish, empty your cup, and take in what I want you to take in. I said, and that is how you get this. I said, we can fix it. Awesome. It's all fixed. I told you, I said, and I need you to say this. I heard you typing when we talked about it. And then you did some other shit. You know why you did some other shit? Because her acceptance felt good to you. That's why. And why did her acceptance feel good? Because she defines who you are. Because you have such low self-esteem that you don't define who you are. You don't define your value by what you do, your character, your truth, your empathy, all the things that make you a man. She defines what your worth is by how much she likes you. And so you spoke to her for 2-3 hours, didn't say any of the thing that I said to say, right?
Yeah.
And then what? And now you don't have the response. Because if you had said what I said, right, you would have set the time up and y'all would have been going on the date or hooking up. Or you would have known specifically where her head was at.
Right.
So you waited 3 hours, talked all this bullshit that makes no difference in the relationship. Well, you know what I mean? You get what you pay for, you know?
Yeah. I can't even. I can't
you don't have to.
Man.
Here's what you do have to do. You gotta go. You gotta book another session because I'm off now. We're after 10 o'clock. Book another session and we'll start from scratch. I mean, it might be fixable. It might not. But you gotta understand that you kept acting scary and pulling back.
Yeah.
And so what you have basically communicated her in the subtext is that you don't think you're worthy of her time. And you've done it twice already, so she's starting to believe you. So what I was telling you to do, what I told you to say was to clear up the fact of why you were acting like a bitch, and then you could have cleared it up and moved forward, but you didn't want to do that. So that's where we at.
Yeah.
So now if she goes, yeah, you wishy-washy nigga, I'm fuck with somebody else. I'm gonna go suck somebody else's dick. That's what you got put. And I said to you, you're gonna fuck this up. I said, if you say what I tell you to do, it will put you in the game. But I said you will probably fuck this up because you trying to play the Super Bowl and you haven't even been drafted for the NFL.
I can't even contest you, my brother.
This was literally 2 hours ago. I said, do this.
Yeah.
Did I not say don't do anything else? Do this.
Yeah.
Did I not say what I'm telling you to say?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
And I completely messed up. And
yeah, I don't really look. It ain't me, and I don't have a dog in the fight. This is the chick you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you fuck this up, you don't gotta. There's no apology. It's whatever. Stop. Book a session, and we'll start from scratch. Okay.
I got you, man.
All right, peace. Yo, real quick, don't forget to follow, please. That aggravated me because I just spoke to him 2 hours ago, right? And it's just like, it was so imperative because you've been so wishy-washy. Understand something. When you're wishy-washy women read it as indecisive. Indecisive reads as deceptive. Deceptive reads as dangerous. Women have to worry about whether or not you are going to assault them or hurt them, or that is their primary thing. If you don't have basic trust, then you're not going to operate. And so she thinks he's wishy-washy now, and who knows if we can salvage it? Maybe not. But even if we do, we got work to do, because underneath that, the insecurity underneath that is why he did what the fuck he wanted to do. Because he was uncomfortable with the honesty that I wanted him to give her. And all she wanted, what I was trying to do was reinstate the fact that, look, I understand that I haven't been the most honest, but this is a situation that I'm really not comfortable, and I will be honest from this point on. And that's the same thing you got to deal with, Dom, is the fact that you bullshitted this way, you put up with this chick's crap, and now you got to go the hard way and go, yeah, I'm good. I'm out, because you're corny. You're a corny bitch, and you trying to put me on hold, put my life on pause. Nobody deserves to do that. I don't give a fuck how fucked up you are. Nobody gets it. Have somebody at least have the decency to blow you the fuck off. At least know that then they don't give a fuck and you can move on. Let's don't forget to sign up for the Patreon. It's www.patreon.com. That's the best way to help us and to keep this show on the air. Also, don't forget the Cash App is y'all know the Cash App is $ Dante Nero. Also, don't forget, please subscribe on the Man School 202 podcast, so y'all can and hit the bell so you get the lives. And if y'all need a consultation, DanteNero.com. Click on consult. You can get me. Follow me on all platforms, man. I love y'all, man. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, what would Dante do? The Sexual Revolutions be a podcast. I love y'all, man. Peace. We out of here.
Man School 202. Better hear what I've got to say, because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.